Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, JT Open Stuff. Today, guys, we are going to be taking a look at this figure. Just came in the mail a couple of days ago. It is the Masters of the Universe New Eternia Masterverse Fisto. Now, Fisto has obviously had a ton of jokes made about it in and around and over the years, but as a kid, I thought that Fisto was awesome because he could just like punch He-Man into the next millennium, punch Skeletor, punch whoever he wanted to because of that gigantic metal fist that he had. Now, if you don't know what the old school Fisto looks like, I'm going to leave a picture right here for you to see. I loved it. It was one of my favorite figures growing up. So when I saw this Fisto on the Mattel shop, I went ahead and ordered it because I had to add it to my collection. As you can see right there, there's also available the Flying Fist He-Man and Evil Lyn. But this Fisto comes with several different ways that you can pose him and add to his character. Comes with a sword, comes with a big hammer here. Now, I've looked at this. These look like they screw on to the sides because then look at this. He actually has one of these on his fist here. So instead of having the big metal fist, he has this thing that's on his hammer on his fist. So we're going to check that out. Fisto, heroic master of hand-to-hand combat. After his hand was severed by Skeletor, Malcolm bonded with the mystic Iron Fist. Now Fisto tracks the nefarious sorcerer across New Eternia in search of revenge. So really, really awesome figure, guys. And let's get into it. And while I am opening this up, do me a favor, wherever you have to go to subscribe, please do so. Just clicking that subscribe button, make sure that you're not going to miss any of my great toy opening videos. And they're always great because I'm opening toys with you guys. So we got a couple of pieces of tape there on the side. Didn't quite get that one. Let's see. There we go. And right across the top, and that should do it. And as you can see right here, thanks a lot, Mattel. Open. And there are, let's see, yeah, there's goodies down in there. Right there. And then this whole thing slides out. So if you are somebody that likes to save the boxes that items come in, just a couple of quick little tape cuts there, and you could save the box if you wanted to. I am not personally a box saver, so that doesn't really affect me as much. But as you can see, contents list is right here on this side. And these do look like they just slip in and out of this hammer. So really cool. And then the actual figure itself, wow, what a nicely sized and scaled figure. Now, in the last video that I just did, I opened up a Turtles of Grayskull Leatherhead, and you can see by comparison, I thought this was kind of a nicely sized figure, but look at the size of Fisto. He is towering over Leatherhead by probably a good head, half head. So really, really nice size. Now we do have some little plastic rubber bands kind of holding them in here. So let's see if we can identify all of those. There's one here on the sword as well. We'll go ahead and clip that. Let's get that sword out of there. Okay, we did miss one right here. So that one's out. And right there. And right there. All right. Put that right over there. And check this figure out, guys. The articulation is off the chart. You have thigh articulation here. You have hips, you have knees, you have ankles, wrist, elbow, kind of just below the shoulder and then shoulder. So you have tons of articulation. Even the side over here with his metal fist, you know, that is a a nicely articulated figure. It's funny, I always want to kind of like just go right out of the gate and how many different poses can his arm make? And I'm always careful. I don't want to break the figure. I know it's probably going to be fairly hard. These figures are well made, but see how I'm getting like a fist pose here with this hand? I'd kind of like to do the same thing with this one. I don't want to bend it because you can see there, you don't get a full bend because of where those points come together. So that's about as much of a fist action as you're going to get, but you can always kind of turn him a little bit so that he's giving that kind of punching motion there, which is a really cool look. Now, you know what? I just realized, yeah, there we go. It's, so there is a second left hand for that Fisto there, a more gripping hand to hold. This is really cool. This hammer is cool. Now let's see, do these twist out or they just kind of pull out? It's not really unscrewing, so there's got to be a way of, there you go, they just pop out. So you can switch out the things on this hand. Check it out. Just like that. And check that out. That is really cool. You'd have a sharp point there as well that you could flip out or switch out. That is such a cool little thing. Now, if you want to have something other than just hand-to-hand combat, you're going to have to switch this hand out as well to the gripping hand so that it can hold that battle axe or little battle hammer, as you can see right there. That is going to allow us to put that in his hand, which we will in a second. Now you also, and this is something I thought was really cool. I love the artwork on the front, but this is kind of more of a traditional look for Fisto with the shorter hair instead of kind of this ponytail look, kind of with the armor on it there. And this is a really cool look, and I'll probably end up displaying it like this because I love that it's a different take on the classic character. But you can switch out this head as well very easily. Okay, let's get you right there. Just like so. Now that would be a little closer to the classic looking Fisto style, but I mean, imagine you're posing him to just wind up. Right at the camera there, guys. Such a nice figure. I love the size, the scale of it. The articulation of these Masterverse figures is just unreal. You can have them in so many poses. It's very cool. Now there is this little piece also, and I believe that probably should have gone on there like that. That would have been good for me to see the first time. There we go. That is much more like it. Now, I personally am going to display it with his fist. So let's take this part back off. Get his fist back in there. Now, these don't have the spring action like the old school figures, which would have been such a cool feature to bring back, just that punching action. But all in all, for a modern interpretation of a figure, I don't think you could ask for anything more than what some of these Masterverse have. And there you go, you pop that right back in there, and we can put this in his hand. Let's see. And he is ready for action. Now, I personally don't like to always have my weapons up and at the ready when your figure is about to battle, I guess, but so we'll kind of have him just like holding his axe down like this, because people know what time it is. They know it's clobbering time. But what a cool figure, guys. I absolutely love this one. Now I've just got to decide. This head or classic head. Now, seeing it on, I really do like this one a lot. I kind of like that classic look. But I just can't decide. You guys let me know in the comments. Classic head or new interpretation. I honestly think for this figure, I'm gonna go new interpretation. As much as I like the look of the old school figure, I do think that this one adds kind of a just really tough kind of battle ready look. Now, I wish that they would have just done this without maybe the ponytail or whatever, maybe a longer beard with kind of like the armor around his face. That would have been cool. You could also now, guys, switch out. He doesn't have to have this giant hammer all the time. He's not constantly needing to just bash, bash, bash. Sometimes he's going to need to cut things. And when that is the case, he does have this sword. That sword is really cool looking, kind of gives it a totally different vibe, doesn't it? When he's holding that sword versus holding that hammer. I don't know. I like the sword. The sword is kind of cool. I think that that's probably the way that I'm going to display it. And then maybe the hammer, I don't know if the hammer will fit into the backpack or if it's just the sword, but oh, look, well, it's not perfect. So maybe we won't do that. I guess you could always go from that side if you wanted to hang it behind him just for display purposes. I mean, that's pretty cool. But for me, I think that I'll put that maybe right beside him in the case, so if I ever want to change it, I can. And this will be the way that I display it. Fist coming at you, sword to cut you, and a grizzled old Fisto ready for battle. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you liked it. If you did, again, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next fist eating edition.